Hey, what is up guys, I'm Carmelo, and today I'm going to be talking about Carmelo Anthony being traded or just going to the Houston Rockets. But I'm pretty sure most people do know Carmelo Anthony is going to go to the Houston Rockets as he's came out and said it, but I'm going to actually get into that in the actual video. So without further ado, without me rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. So the first thing I'm actually going to say is how this could actually happen, or like how this might go down. So Carmelo Anthony has came out this year and said he wants to be traded from the New York Knicks as he's just not happy there, and he probably wants to win a ring as he knows his Hall of Fame career is coming to an end. So I'm sure he just wants a ring. So he's actually requested a trade, and now recently actually he's came out and said that the only team he wants to go to is the Houston Rockets, and he'll waive his no trade clause any other time unless he's going to the Houston Rockets. And so that's how I know this could definitely happen. And now, how this could actually work out. So as the NBA has shown in the past few years, or at least the recent NBA, you have to have 3 superstars for success, or at least playoff success. And as you can see, the Pelicans with DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis didn't even make the playoffs. The Thunder with Durant and Westbrook couldn't win the NBA championship because they only had them 2. You need at least 3 superstars to go to a championship. That has been proven over the past few years. And with Chris Paul being added to the Houston Rockets in the offseason, if Carmelo Anthony was to go there, that would be the 3rd superstar they need. So they at least have the 3 superstars they need to contend for a championship, and they'll obviously be in the top 10% of the NBA because not many NBA teams have 3 superstars at the caliber of Chris Paul, James Harden, and Carmelo Anthony. I think everyone can agree with that. And now how this would actually help the Houston Rockets, because this would give the Houston Rockets even more offensive power, which is hard to believe, because they've already had James Harden, who averaged 29.1 points per game, 8.1 rebounds per game, and 11.2 assists per game. So the dude still went off. He averaged almost 30 points a game. But then you had one of the best point guards to ever live in Chris Paul, who averages 18.7 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, and almost averages 10 assists per game. He actually averages 9.9 assists per game. He almost averages 10 assists per game. So with someone that can pass as good as Chris Paul and play defense as good as Chris Paul, the people around him, their scoring numbers are going to go through the roof because they're going to be getting dishes from one of the best ball vision point guards in the league. And then you had Carmelo Anthony, obviously one of the best scorers to ever live in this league. He averages 24.8 points per game, 6.6 rebounds per game, and 3.1 assists per game. He's obviously a shoot first. He's a small forward. If he gets the ball, he's most likely going to make the shot. And he was actually the 2012 NBA scoring leader. So he led the entire NBA in scoring that year. So obviously one of the best scorers to ever live. And actually, the Houston Rockets last year, their offense was 2nd in the league in points per game and 2nd overall in offensive rating. So they rated them 2nd overall, and they were 2nd in points per game. So could you imagine them getting even more scoring power with one of the best scorers in the league and almost ever live? So obviously they're probably going to end up being 1st overall in everything offensive. So yeah, and their defense is even going to go up with Chris Paul. He's one of the best defensive guards. He's a 5-time all-defensive point guard. And then also another way this would help, they're getting even more depth. And what I mean by even more depth is that they're already one of the farthest down teams. Because they had 6-man Eric Gordon, and they just had tons of depth. And the way this would actually add more is because this would actually drop their starter Trevor Ariza into the bench. And with Trevor Ariza going to the bench, they have an extremely solid shooter and just good veteran off the bench to come help play with them. So now what they would have in the starting lineup would be Chris Paul, Carmelo, Clint Capella, James Harden, and whoever they have at power forward. I actually don't really know. But their bench would now consist of Isaiah Taylor. Isaiah Taylor, his backup point guard. He's not that known, but he's all right. And then 6-man of the year, Eric Gordon at the shooting guard, Trevor Ariza at the small forward, and Nene to back up Clint Capella at center. And Nene is obviously extremely valuable. He might start power forward this year. There's actually been some talk about that. And now I'm going to actually get into what they could do in the actual playoffs. So I do think they're going to get through the first round with ease. Probably going to be in the top 5 seeds, probably the top 3 seeds to be honest. In that division, it's probably going to go Golden State, Spurs, Houston, and I think they're actually going to easily get through the first round. They're going to get through the second round in 6, and then they're going to lose in 6 to the Golden State Warriors in the conference finals. I do not think they will be Golden State. I do think they'll have a better offense. I think it will be a good series because of how good the offenses will be. But I do think they'll lose in 6 to the Golden State Warriors in a 4-2 series. So before I end off this video, let's just recap what I went over already. So the reason this could happen is because Carmelo has actually came out and said the only team he wants to be traded to is the Houston Rockets. And also how this could actually work out. The NBA has shown you need 3 superstars. This is what third superstar to the team that they do need. This could help the Rockets. They would give them more offensive power than they already have, and that's almost impossible to think of, but they will, and they'll have even more depth as they're already considered one of the deepest teams in the league. And I do think they'll have way more playoff success than they had last year with the second round exit. I think they will actually make it to the conference finals. So yeah, that's pretty much what my predictions are and what I think would happen if Carmelo Anthony went to the Houston Rockets. So at any point, if you actually like this video, hit the like button. It would mean the world to me. And also, if you really like the video, hit the subscribe button. That would definitely mean the world to me. And also, kids, don't think I forgot about you. Kids, always remember, never eat your vegetables, always do your drugs, stay safe, free seatbelt, goodbye.